We're back, and the spirits are here.
Wait, how long has it been?
The intro. We're getting a feedback over here, Caleb.
Oh, it's fixed. Good job.
There is a God.
Okay.
There is a God, and his name is Caleb Nation. Everybody, thank you. Caleb Nation.
Thank you.
All right, welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I am so happy to be here again. It's been about a year and a half, I think. And I am so happy to be in the new studio and bring two of my favorite friends, Colby Rebel and Cindy Kaza, both psychic mediums who have been working furiously in the last year and a half. I haven't seen them in a long time, and they're just getting better and better and taking care of minds all over Southern California and the rest of the world. Cindy travels everywhere to comedy clubs and places and greets and meets and brings in the spirit.
No, I do live events, mediumship events in comedy clubs, which people think is strange. They're like, is she telling jokes or what's happening?
She's a comedian.
Yeah. So, but just so some people get confused, they're like, what is happening? What's the show? So it's mediumship. It's live mediumship. So if anybody was ever wondering what's happening, that's what it is. I use the venues. They're nice. You can have food. You can have drinks, and it's it's a laid back environment. So that's what it's about.
And I went to one of your shows a couple days ago here in Pasadena, and as usual, I was the one that got the reading in the room. There were 100 people in there.
Well, I mean, you got and then Susan took her like 20 minutes to claim the person because she didn't like
those people.
She didn't like the person, and I'm sitting there, my friend. I'm sitting there with this person coming through, and Susan's not claiming him.
Well,
until 20 minutes later, after I moved on and came back.
Before we talk about me, Colby is the mastermind behind the Colby Rebel Show, and she has a podcast as well where she takes calls from callers, and she also runs her spiritual school here in Los Angeles. She's also runs her own board and mixes her own shows. She's become a master engineer of the video podcast world.
Yep.
But she's on a show called what is it?
Tidings of Terror.
Tidings of Terror, which is coming up in March. And also Cindy, these are both on the Travel Channel, by the way. Cindy is on the HOLTZER Files, which is an amazing show, which I'm addicted to. I saw all of them. You can find them on Amazon and Hulu, but you have to check them out. They're one of the best.
And Travel Channel app and Travel Channel On Demand.
Yeah, so they've been super busy, and I've been producing other shows like Ask Dr. Drew, our newest show, which airs this Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. We take calls. And we rebuilt the studio. This life is a little bit on hold right now, but once in a while we'll bring it back. And, we're all super busy with our lives, but everything's been moving along very well for all three of us. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys being my friends, and how much, I admire your work, and I understand that everything you do helps so many people, and I try to do the same thing with Drew, producing shows, but this kind of stuff is very important, for a lot of people who want closure or need advice, kind of like, a life coach I've been going to psychics for years, and you've always been really helpful for me in times of grief, like when my dad died, or when I'm wondering, if something's going to come through, and I have a couple questions about Drew, and, so anyways, back to Cindy's show. They put on these platforms where people come in and then they just start reading whatever spirits come into the room.
Oh, for the live event?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Colby does those too.
Yeah, and every time I come in, I say, I'm going to sit over here. I don't want my people to come through, because obviously I've had so many psychic readings over the years that they know me really well. They know when my mom's there or my dad or whatever. So anyways, this character came through who was a man who committed suicide, and I waited because I wanted to make sure that I know somebody.
She wanted to wait till you had the last four of the social, the date of death. She was going to claim them.
No, it went this far where I was like, anybody, and then I was like, okay, I'll move on to the next contact.
No, I raised my hand and I said, I know somebody who committed suicide, but I didn't know about the note, and apparently there was a note that was written to the two two male.
Yeah, that's the two males, and the female was left out.
And which sounded like something that would happen in my family, because this is my white trash side of the family. And everybody's got it. You know, my mom's side of the family, we have a good white trash family, and then we had this one situation where
people are people, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyways,
he
he tortured her and my family, and I kind of, and you
sad.
never read for me on this subject, because he did come through a few times over the years, and I just blocked him out because I didn't really want to talk about it, you know.
Fair enough.
It was a really sad situation, and lo and behold, it was me. And you know what? God bless you. You come to me every time, and I hate to do that at your shows, because I come to just observe and watch how you work, and I love, you know, seeing people, you know, have, you know, aha moments, or feel like, you know, their father loved them and they just wanted to let them know how much they loved them. And you know, there were some tears, but then you know, had to be pointed at me, which I appreciate. I do. Mm-hmm. I do. But I wonder why that is. Why do I always draw attention? Like, how?
It's not every time. You just have a lot of people. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of dead people.
Don't know.
I guess I'm the oldest one in the room. But anyways, I enjoyed her show. You have to go see her at the Irvine Improv if you're in Orange County.
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., Irvine Improv.
Yeah, and it's kind of uplifting and fun, and she doesn't, you know, it's not really sad or anything. So, and then Colby does the same thing, and do you have any platforms coming up that you can?
Yeah, I'm actually next month going on tour. So I go to New Zealand.
Nice.
Yeah, back to New Zealand, go back to Australia, then I get back, hit Dallas, hit New Jersey. Yeah, there's a lot. Norway this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so there's a lot coming up, which is, it's always, and you're right though, the live events really are uplifting, mm-hmm. and they really bring people together, I find.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely. And you're both great at it. It's so entertaining. I think Cindy's going to be also in Naples, Florida on January 14th and 15th, or the 15th and 16th. No, 15th.
The 14th and 15th, Naples, 16th Raleigh.
And then Lilydale on August 8th. If anybody has never been to Lilydale, that's something to behold. You need to check that out. That's like a vacation. You guys should explain that a little bit. What happens at Lilydale?
Would you like to take it away, Colby?
Well, Lilydale is the oldest spiritualist community in the United States. Mm-hmm. It is where spiritualism was technically founded. So it's been around the 1800s, I believe.
Like 1890s, I think. I don't know.
And so, anyhow, they kept it. This whole little village.
Right outside of Buffalo.
Yeah, about an hour south. And all these houses still look the same. And it's really beautiful, though, because it's open to all modalities. Mm-hmm. So, energy work, the mediumship, connecting spirit. They have the stump, which is an outdoor seating area that's in the middle of a forest, and people deliver messages there, and they have a lot of classes, and so it is kind of like camp for psychics and mediums.
It is, but then also you're not allowed to work there and give readings for money unless you're part of
registered. Yeah,
medium.
you have to be so they go through extensive testing, mm-hmm. and at the end of the testing, if they pass, they can become a registered medium there. So then they're allowed to put a sign outside and allowed to have to do readings.
People
there.
Come in and
people can come in and
otherwise
and
you just stand on the stump and kind of do a group reading like you do.
Yeah, they offer that a few times a day, mm-hmm. And they offer it either at the auditorium or at the stump, and they have what's called registered mediums. So those are the ones that pass. They're testing there. They have visiting mediums, so that would be like Cindy and myself that are professional mediums in their own right, and then they visit and do it. And then they have student mediums that is an opportunity for them to get up there and panic and practice.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. It's so interesting. It'll be fun tonight. Colby is a regular on her podcast. She takes calls, and it's interesting how, I didn't really have a theme tonight. I didn't have a special guest or anything, but I wanted to just have people call in and try out this new system and tap into the audience and welcome you back. I mean, I really appreciate you coming in tonight, and also before we get started, make sure none of my dead people are here, because I want to get them cleared out of the room before.
One thing, Susan, is to just remind everyone. You've been having a podcast for years now. It's been like 6 or 7.
2013. That's when we met.
Yeah, and we used to go to Marina Del Rey to do the show. So we've all been together we love you long time, right?
Well, Cindy, did you go to Corolla Studios?
Yes, I did.
First?
2013.
Okay, so we started
I
Corolla
was there
Studios.
too. Yeah.
I went to Podcast One.
That's
we were in
right.
Beverly Hills. Remember
Yeah,
that?
Podcast One.
That was nice for 5 minutes, and then I ended up in Marina Del Rey
Yes.
Sideshow.
Yes.
And then I just went out on my own and learned how to run my own board. And I said, I'll do this myself. But I think over the years we've done so many different ways of using a medium, and I want to continue that. But it's really great to be able to help people that call in like that. That I haven't ever had that capability before. So I want to reach out and do that. And then also, if there is, I want to just tell everybody that we have not set up any of these calls. There's nobody knows anything about these people. And also, if something doesn't resonate with you when you're talking, it could possibly be somebody in the room, especially me, because my people always come through. But we'll try to zero in on the callers and have.
You know what I think I might do, if you guys are okay with this, because we'll like tag team. But as you're reading, I can do aura readings.
Perfect.
That would be fun, right? To mix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Then so all I need is a piece of paper and a pen. Does anybody have that?
I think so.
It just came to me. I was like, why don't I do some? We'll work together.
Find here.
Sorry, guys.
There we go.
But then the person
Here's
gets
a
two
pen.
things.
I have a pen.
They get multiples.
So and also Cindy can do automatic writing too when she's trying to tap into something. If you haven't seen the HOLTZER files, I learned that. So it's kind of cool. She can communicate. So we'll let you sort of. I like that you guys can work together. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job because I really don't know how. I'm just trying to hang on here as the host. So I'm going to try to open up here with the first caller.
And also because we have multiple callers on the line, like we're hoping we connect in, but
Oh yeah, usually
it could be one after or one.
Okay, I'm going to start in here with. Let's see if this works. Catherine. Did that work? That didn't work.
Did you hit talk?
Yeah, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's this one right here, right? Is it underneath or above it?
It's to the right of it.
Up above?
No, to the right. There you go. Watch. Go back. Here. Let me see I'll show you.
Thank you, sweetness.
Where is she? Where's our...
Right here.
Oh, Kath.
Is it below? Is it the one above? The one above, yeah. Okay. Talk. It gave us a dictionary.
There you go.
Auto screen. Oh, no.
There you go. Catherine, are you on the air?
Hello?
Hi, Catherine. How are you, honey?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sweetheart. We can
I'm pretty
hear you.
good. If you guys need any help, I can let you know.
We need all the help we can get.
No, we got this. What can we do for you tonight, sweetheart?
So my mom's dead.
Okay.
She's pretty dead, too. Like, it's been like a few years of her being dead. And I just kind of want to know what she's up to,
Okay, got it. So let us kind of work a little bit on... Let me just kind of tap in a little bit to her personality just to make sure we have her kind of locked down. Does that sound good to you?
So good, yeah.
Okay. And are you on a Bluetooth or speakerphone by chance?
I'm on speakerphone.
Can you do me a favor?
I have to be because...
it's gonna... The sound quality is a little harsh. Can you just take it off speakerphone for us for this call?
Okay, sure.
Oh, good. You there?
Is that better?
Yeah, that is a lot better.
Can you
yeah,
connect with
that's
my
much
mom more now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, we're
good.
not so distracted with the static in the line, right? So would you understand your mom? Your mom to me seems to be a little, I don't know. She felt a little no BS kind of a person. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a lot of fluff around her.
Was she a no BS kind of person?
Yes.
Yeah, like to the point where.
Like, hang on one second. Do you understand
it was
her?
tough.
Yeah, like, do you understand her not being very nurturing or not being like, tucking you in at night? It feels
What?
a little. You know what I'm saying?
She wasn't nurturing.
That's what I said.
Like, it was fine. Like, I'm not. You can't swear on this, right?
No.
Can you swear on this?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not talking S about her. However, because like honestly, like if I was ever in trouble, like at school or something, there's no one I would rather have on my side than my mom. But
Yeah.
was I tucked in tonight by her? Not a one. No.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like she gives me a sense of being direct or being just a sense of to the point, right? And I feel like people knew where they stood with her. Like I feel like she gives me a sense where she's letting me know that it's almost like she's been guiding you even since. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can feel her nudge you. Like she's kind of like when she wants you in a certain way, she pushes you in that direction. So I kind of felt like she did that in the
but
living.
also she was like, I also don't want to tell you too much, but like she was also mad Catholic, so like she'd be nudging me away from this conversation because she always, she doesn't want me to talk to
Don't tell us too much.
I don't know if that includes her or not.
Okay.
You know what? I'm
giving
going
up
to just
too much
tap in for a
information.
second. I'm just going to tap into reading you psychically, your aura a little bit. Are you okay with that?
My aura?
Yeah, so what it is everybody has an aura, right? And so a lot of times we have a couple colors that carry with us throughout our lives, and then different colors come and go depending on what we're going through in life. So this is going to be focused a little bit more on you. Is that okay? I'm going to talk about a little bit of psychic stuff.
Yeah, but then can we get back to my dead mom?
We will. Yes, we will. Okay. So,
okay, good. Because I don't know how to talk to her. Like I've definitely tried. Like I leave
this is why
cookies
we're
out
gonna
every
work on this
Christmas
with your-
and she doesn't come.
Well, with your aura, what I'm going to help you do is understand where your energy can help shift that a little bit, right? Okay, so...
okay, cool.
Okay, right. So what I see I see two colors around the top of your head. I see blue and red. And to me, the blue, it's a little bit of a deeper blue. So the blue is the color of somebody that is very sensitive, psychic, tends to be an empath. So that means that you feel everybody else's emotions, including your own. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm very emotional.
Yes.
It creates problems.
And so where I'm going with that is the deeper the color of the blue, which shows me that if it gets too deep of a blue in the aura, it can lead to depression sometimes, anxiety. It's because it's confusing for you sometimes.
Clinically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's okay. It's about, a lot of us, even as intuitives, are very sensitive. So it's hard for us to process a lot of emotions. But so it's complicated when you feel everybody else's emotions and your own. So the other thing I see, the red to me, is we tapped into a little bit of it, but with the inability to kind of control the emotions, sometimes that leads to anger, a temper, being fiery. So do you understand having that in your personality?
I do, but the people around me probably notice more. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay, right? So it's okay, So it's about balancing. So why I see those two colors, they're right next to each other because the blue and the red, they affect one another because the blue and the depression or the sensitivity fuels the fire and the temper. And then when the temper flares, then it fuels the other one because you feel bad. So, and there could be a little bit of
Yes.
Do you struggle at all with drinking or addiction?
Have you talked to my therapist?
I haven't.
No, I'm being serious.
I
Like,
have
have you
not.
talked? And I said plural because I've had a whole team. But like, not all at once, but like it's about my life. And for real, it's been like a constant cycle of the red. and then the blue causing me to feel bad about the red. And keep in mind, I'm also quite smart because I'm
you are, and I was just going to get to that. So hold on, love. So don't tell me too much more, because what I saw over, even arching over those two colors, was yellow. And for me, the color of yellow means the color of intellect. You're quick-witted. You can process a lot of information.
I am quick-witted.
I know, and you're very smart. Okay, so and this is all.
Well, I read a lot of encyclopedias when I was young, because I didn't have any friends. So.
Well, okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to tap into about your aura is around your stomach. I see the color green, and to me, that represents something more. And again, I'm not a doctor; I don't diagnose, but it's something to do with healing of the gut or the intestines or digestion. So, do you struggle with issues of the stomach? With the stomach?
Do I have diarrhea most days? Yeah.
All right. No, but really, do you have issues with digestion or anything with the stomach?
No, I'm being serious. Is that okay? I'm so sorry that we live in a patriarchy and women can't talk about having diarrhea. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, men, like, seriously, like, Louis C.K. made a whole career out of talking about his diarrhea. I mentioned my honest, true diarrhea struggle, and all of a sudden everyone's uncomfortable.
No, we're not. We're fine.
But yes, the answer is yes.
But nobody's ever uncomfortable with Louis C.K.
Okay, I know, right? Okay, so and then the other part too is so there's that with the digestion. I think
you're spot on with the stomach problem.
And there's that, and then there's also the green around.
But anyway,
the womb. No, it's around.
I'm serious. Really bad stomach.
Yeah, well, and it's all placed together in the emotional body with what's going on with the emotions, the anger, the digestion. It's all tied together. It's one thing. Now, the other part with the healing in the green is around the womb, which means healing the wounds from the mother, which we kind of started tapping into. But also, I keep seeing pink outside of that. So what it's showing me is your desire, because I know you're a nurturing person. I know that you care deeply about other people, and all you ever want to do is help everybody. Or
a fault.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, really...
Yeah, my therapist called it codependent.
Well, there's that. That's part of it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And it's okay. Look, hey, I've been there. I've been to Coda. All right. So, adult child of an alcoholic. Me too. So, okay. So, here's what it is, love. Like, I know sometimes it feels like there's so much going on and you can't handle the emotional aspect, but, and I mean this, self-medicating isn't the way to go. So please be mindful, okay? Love yourself, because you deserve to be loved, okay? Colby, are you
well, should we reveal who this is?
Well, one thing I just want to say to you is...
Let Colby come in.
Yeah, I just want to say... I want you to know how much your mom loves you, just because I feel like, almost feels like, it's been a struggle for you to kind of really feel that love from people. It's almost like you've been hurt so much. Yeah. And a sense of almost being betrayed so much, and yet you're very loyal. Like, you're an actually very loyal person, and your mom is very, very proud of you. And you're known to, like, keep your word, almost to the fault, right? Almost to the fault, but you keep your word.
Not almost, but, like, absolutely.
Yeah, and your mom...
Like...
I
have a hard time not burying a body for a one that I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you have
I haven't done it yet, so please, FBI, relax.
But here's one thing I want to share with you that I think is super funny. You either are a comedian or need to be a comedian.
I feel like she is a comedian.
Yeah, I am a comedian.
I was saying it because yes, it's true. I see it.
One thing I do want to share with you.
Sounds like Aquafina, honestly.
She does, huh?
Yeah. One thing I do want to share with you, you're in some ways, you're so different than your mom, obviously, right? But I want you to know how incredibly proud you are that you are finally stepping into your own light, or stepping into who you're meant to be. And she just gives you a big hug and says, yes, now that's my girl. That's my girl. So just keep doing that, okay?
Okay.
Oh, but
you're literally going to make me cry, because I've had some success in the past couple of years, but it started right after my mom died. So, like, when she died, I was living in an apartment that didn't just get infested with mice, didn't just get infested with flies, but at the same time. And, like, that's the last thing she saw, and things are better now.
Yeah, but she sees
I'm
this.
still, The diarrhea, not so much, but my life
Hey, I can see it in your aura. Don't worry.
is doing much better.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think
thank
Cindy's
you. I
seeing a little.
appreciate that.
I think Cindy's
Thanks,
seeing a little
Cindy, for
brown
looking
in your
into
aura.
So I wanted
And to all my diarrhea sisters out there, Imodium in your purse is a game changer.
There you go.
well, let's announce who this is. Caleb, are you ready? We're going to expose the mystery guest. It is the fabulous Kat Timpf of the Greg Gutfeld Show. You do sound like Aquafina, though.
Yes, I do work at Fox News.
Hi
And
there.
you can also check me on Fox Nation. Sincerely, Kat. I give advice on my show every Thursday, new episodes.
She also has a podcast with Tyrus called Tyrus and Cat. Or
Tyrus.
It's called Tyrus and Timpf. Is that what it's called? I think. So anyway, she's a good friend of mine.
Hell yeah, that's what it's called.
And
Susan.
I had to open it with a strong collar because I want everybody to know that it's okay to have diarrhea.
Yes. Yeah.
Aren't you guys glad I did
Listen.
aura readings? It's really just driving this to
we
a
had
new
to
place.
start out the new season with
Yeah.
a boom here. But thank you, Kat, so much for calling in. And she does love me. She did this for me.
Yeah.
She was like, what am I doing?
I love Susan.
We love her
I
too.
love Susan. And I'm going to ask your husband more about my diarrhea next time we all hang out. Because I'm looking for answers.
Well, yeah. Well, you can talk to him about that later. But
I hope I don't get fired, but if I got fired over diarrhea, that'd be like a big civil rights law. Is it civil? Diarrhea should be a protected class. I don't know. Okay.
Well, thanks for calling in. Best to Joel, and he's there with you, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
Hi, Joel. They said hi to Joel. I love you all.
Lots of love to you.
I want to hang out more, though, and talk about my mom. Okay.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, we're going to take the next call.
Oh, you're the
Bye.
Oh, am I supposed to hang up now?
Yeah, hit drop. Hit drop. Drop.
Where is she?
Drop. There you go.
Thank you.
Drop
Colby.
call. There you go.
All right, so I don't usually do this.
Do you want me to do that for you?
Yeah, you might have to. I want you guys to pick a number. Oh God, they're not between 1 and 10. We have a lot of people on
Just
here.
pick one.
Okay, I am going to go to. Oh my goodness,
Yeah, don't think too much.
you have a lot of callers on here.
Just pick one.
Okay. I'm just kind of feeling it. I'm kind of. Okay, should we go to?
The lines are full.
I know this is great.
The lines are full. Whoa.
I love it.
I like
That's
this.
Colby.
This is fun. Can we
I
get
know.
this?
Colby's
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Fun.
Okay.
There's also at least 21 people busy, like waiting.
Whoa.
All right,
Okay,
here we go.
we have Stephanie. I think. Wait, no, it says I keep.
Hi
pushing
there. Who
for-
is this?
No, this is Jessica.
You're not on.
I'm not.
Hi.
Oh, there you
Hello.
are. Hello.
Hi, this is Jessica.
How are you, Jessica?
Good, how are you?
We're great. Welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky.
Oh, thanks for taking my call.
Okay, so
What can we do for you tonight?
So I wanted to kind of ask, kind of to the similar person before me. My grandma passed away about 10 years ago this February from cancer.
Okay.
And I wanted to kind of see if she had a message for me or anyone in our family. Because
Yeah,
I've always wanted to ask a psychic.
Yeah,
about
let's
her,
do this. Well,
But I've
I'll
never
tell you
really
what.
got the courage.
Well, here's what I would do, Jessica. I would ask a medium about her because medium is the one that connects to loved ones on the other side. So how about we try that tonight?
you just
Sound
happen
good
to have
you?
two sitting right
You
here.
just have two here.
Okay.
You're getting two for the price of one.
Okay, great.
You know, what I get around your grandma, she always had her hands in things. So I think she's very savvy. She gives me the sense of really being able to be that loving person, but also kind of instill like a little modernism in you, like stand up for yourself or don't be afraid to do this. Like to me, there's a sense of balance there. Does that make sense? Like I feel like she's just not one-sided in her personality.
Yeah, she was very traditional. She never knew how to read or write.
Yeah.
But when she came to to this country from Mexico, she became a very strong woman at the end of her life, and she stood up to her husband.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I think before she certainly wouldn't have, right? Now, I do know, though, she is very, very, very crafty. Like, I believe this lady is making everything. I don't know how much you would remember, but I think she was making clothes for people or making blankets for people. She gives me the sense of having to make things in order to have, like, clothes on the kid's back. Does that make sense to you? Do you know that or not know that?
Honestly, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, no. Is that my mom now?
Okay.
Oh, God,
no, this is definitely her grandma. I bet you if you ask, sweetheart, you're going to see that she was able to make things. I definitely feel like she's able to make things. And I feel like she would use like food to actually bring people together. Like, I think she was very smart. I think she wanted people to get together, but she's not like super social. So I believe that she would like use food and gatherings in order to have the family come together. But the men in the family are definitely more macho. Like there's a real macho-ness in your male family, you know?
Yeah.
And and then she also gives me is there the name think of your relatives or the name like Marianne or Mariana or something like that you can connect to. It could be Maria, but I felt like it was a Mariana or Mary.
Maria. No, it's Maria. I think it's Maria. Yeah. Okay,
got it. Perfect. And then I just feel like, just so you know, there is this thing where she started to feel empowered, right? And that made her feel good. It made her feel good to use her voice and I feel like what she wants to tell you is she's very proud of you. Like, you do stand up for yourself, and you do tell people how it is. And she's very proud of you for doing that. Yeah, she's very, very proud of you. And then, do you have a daughter? Is that right? Do you have a young child?
No, actually, I don't have any children.
Oh, well, you're going now. Go ahead. You're going to have a daughter.
She's predicting a baby. Do you want to have a baby?
No, I don't want to have children. What are you telling me off?
Well, make sure you use your birth control, because she's good at predictions like that.
Yeah, I think she's gonna have a baby.
I'm serious. This is contraceptive advice right now.
I'll make sure to take it every day. Yeah.
No surprises over here. We're gonna let you know.
No. Tapping into your aura. So I've been doing some aura readings. So what that means is I'm reading the energy around you. It goes a little bit psychic, but it's interesting because I started drawing one and writing down the colors, and then it changed. So I feel like I might start talking about two people in the family. But what I keep sensing is, do you understand somebody who would be struggling with spine pain, back pain, that would have been put on disability for some sort of I don't know if it's arthritis, but something where I can't move very well?
Yes.
That's correct. It's not you, but it's somebody else in the family. Is that true?
Right. It's not me.
That's
it's not me. Yeah.
That's fine, because I was feeling it shift. So I'll get to you in a second, but I have to talk about and it's am I correct that it's a man?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Okay. So what your grandmother is showing me is to acknowledge this man in the family who's on disability for back pain, for spine pain, and that she's watching out and taking care, because actually, she's still here communicating about him.
Yeah,
I can feel her. I thought it was, but
she's talking about a hat that he always wears.
So
a hat he would wear.
So it's that feeling of I can't do anything now because I can't work and I can't walk well, and I can't get out and do much because of my pain, and also what do I do because I don't have enough of what I need. So I know that your grandmother was somebody who was a religious lady, if I'm right. She was very in her faith. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because I see her doing the Hail Mary, like praying. I see all of that. I see her always going to God when something wasn't working out. And so that's what she's showing me, that prayers are being answered, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's important
Very
for him.
true, yeah.
And it's important for him to know that. And she also is showing me that if you could please just bring him a white candle or light a candle for him. Maybe it's at the church or something, because she would always be lighting candles for people for prayers. Now, I also sense...
Okay, that'd be great.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Now, I also feel there's a connection. I'm going into it's still with him. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about him because that's what she's bringing me to. There's a pull to his throat, which to me is red, which means I feel he should have been a smoker. Is he still currently smoking?
He stopped.
Okay.
That's her husband, my grandfather.
Oh, it's your okay.
He was a smoker for most of his life.
And then he stopped. Okay, that's great. Okay, so okay, great.
He did stop.
Oh, perfect. So then there's the acknowledgement of that because he used to be a heavy smoker and he stopped. So she's obviously happy about that. Okay. And again, I'm not a doctor, but there's something still with cough or congestion in the lungs for him that has been a byproduct of his smoking. So she's just.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you know what? Your grandmother took care of everybody. And so even from the other side, she's still taking care of everybody. And that's what she's showing us because
but at least see that, yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. And one last thing, and then I'll pass it back to Colby about, I know that your grandfather, because what I'm seeing around his aura is the red a little bit off the side of the head, and that shows me that there's the anger, and I don't want to say anger like furious. It's just that he's angry that she went before him. And that he doesn't have her, and that what she's suggesting to help him is to find a hobby or something being creative where he can take his mind off of it. I keep seeing crossword puzzles everywhere. Does he do a crossword or something with like that, or Sudoku, or I don't know.
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen him do one, but I mean, he doesn't live with me. He lives on his own, so he might as well. I mean, I don't know if he does that. I know he goes to a senior center and he plays like different stuff with other elderly people, but I'm not sure what he plays.
That's great. So is that getting out and keeping the mind busy by games? And one more thing I'm going to try. Do you know who Jasmine is, or Jasmine, that name?
Yes. I do.
And still living, correct, Jasmine?
Yes.
Because what I keep hearing is please say happy birthday. There's a birthday around Jasmine.
Spot on,
the
Cindy.
family. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Will do.
Ask your mom. I think your mom has a tablecloth of your grandmother's. So can you ask her if she's got a table, or if there's something, because your grandmother would use tablecloths for events, right? So I believe it's a tablecloth, not a blanket. So ask your mom if she's got a tablecloth.
Okay. I'll ask her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks for calling.
I'm going to take another caller.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I hope that was helpful.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Yes. Bye. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to turn this around and bring a man on. How about that? Since we're able to get men and women.
It's hard to drink with this thing on.
So you're getting great comments on the feed. Everybody loves you. They think you're really interesting, and you're doing a great job. So let's see if we can get it. I think this is a male.
We'll find out. It doesn't even matter. We'll just read the energy. Man, woman.
I don't know. Might be an it. We're not sure. Eric.
Hi.
Thanks for calling.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Did you find us on the Dr. Drew Facebook today?
Yeah, I actually know Dr. Drew personally.
Oh, you do? Mm.
I'm a past patient of his.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Well, don't give us too much information. Yeah. We're going to tap into your...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm lying. I was kidding. I don't know him.
Okay, so he's calling from Boston. I'll give you that much. How about that?
What can we do for you tonight, hon?
Yes. Also, I was calling to see if, similar to the previous person, I wanted to see if there is any type of, any type of connection to my grandmother or my uncle that passed away a couple years ago. Well, my uncle passed probably 10 plus years ago, but my grandmother was a few years back, and it really put a strain on my family.
Hang on one second.
Worry.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. All right. Now, with your grandmother, talk about someone who held the family together. I believe this lady was the center of the family. I feel like I feel like she's the one that is almost directing everyone. Like if she said something to someone, they were going to listen to her. Like no one talked back to her ever. Does that make sense? Like I feel like there was just such respect for her.
So much sense. I was mortified.
Yeah. Like there's so much, but here's the thing. Like she's loving, but if you were to talk back, she'd slap you. Like, so she's a strong cookie. So she'd throw something across the room at you if she needed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when she got angry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
I am so curious. Do you remember if she happened to wear her nylon stockings? Do you remember that at all? Or them rolled down or something?
Like a nightgown.
Yeah.
She was always in a nightgown. Oh my God.
And she
right out of Central Casting.
Yeah, but she gives me, but I do know, but she would wear her lipstick. So I feel like even if she's in a nightgown, she's got her lips done. You know what I'm saying? And
that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, and there is this sense with her where I don't feel like she worked. Like I feel like her job was in the house or taking care of the house, you know? Cleaning. She's always cleaning. I think your house had to have been immaculate because I feel like she's always making sure the floors are mopped with like an old mop. Do you remember that or do you not know?
The stick mop. No, I remember that. We in the housing development we lived in. She always was cleaning.
Yeah. Now, did she happen to live in an upstairs apartment, and you were in or is there something like that? Do you have a connection to an upstairs apartment?
Yeah, she had one of the duplexes up and downstairs.
Okay, got it.
In the housing development she lived in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all lived in. Well, I don't know if that's too much info, but yeah, we all lived there.
That's what I thought. Now, one thing I want to tell you, and there's ashtrays, so we've got smokers in that house.
I was going to say, with the mop and the stocking, she had to have a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. That used to be the perfect,
with rollers. But when you were saying that about the smoking, but I actually I was seeing this vision of a newspaper lighting on fire. Was there ever a big, a kitchen fire in your grandmother's house? Or fire in the building? Do you know about that?
Fire.
Say no if it doesn't make sense.
Not that I remember. I know the dumpsters used to always go on fire, but that was just like a normal thing in the project.
Okay, that's fine because I was seeing newspaper on fire. So so that's just a random flash. But okay,
just a usual dumpster fire.
Yeah,
everybody has it.
Yeah, well, we would always be I hate to say this live, but we always started them as bad kids.
Well, that's why.
Then we'd light the dumpsters.
Well, I know that's so bad to say, but she's calling you out on your dumpster fire starting from the other side.
And you better hope the statute of limitations has run out, Eric.
I know.
It's on fire.
But here's the thing. Like I said, I think there's a few boys that she's kind of wrangling, taking care of, and your uncle. Listen, he was no better. It's like she had a bunch of kids she needed to take care of.
He was the male version.
Yeah. And I feel like, the thing is her hand would have been on her hip. I can see her hand on her hip yelling out to you kids to come in, so.
Screaming.
She sounds like a great lady.
She is super great and loved her family with everything she had. But Eric, I'll tell you, and then Cindy's going to read your beautiful aura, my friend. But she says to you, the thing is that you do good by people. Like she says, and she says in her accent, he does good by people. That's all I ask of him. Oh. And so you are honoring her biggest wish. You are honoring her biggest desire. To her, that is love. To her, that is success. And that she's very proud of you. And I do believe you got out of that neighborhood. And she just makes me feel like you didn't lose who you are in the process, and that you really do take the time to kind of help others. And she just says, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Aw,
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's great to hear because we did have a rocky relationship growing up, but I always wanted to make her proud.
Yep, you did.
Can I ask you, was there somebody in the family who would have been involved in some? I feel like I'm in a gang, or there's something with drug dealing or getting in trouble with the law. Does that make sense to you?
That would be me. Also, a few of my uncles
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Look, so this is the thing that I want to share with you, because I feel she's still here, and then I'm going to read your aura. But this is where I want to go in, because there's the guilt that you're feeling around how your life, was during that time, and I know you got in trouble, and I know you did some things but you weren't in your right mind at that time. But I want you to know that your grandmother doesn't think any less of you on the other side, and she's proud of you for becoming the man you've become, and for turning your story into something useful to others by speaking out about your trauma and your experience, because I see you taking your life forward, helping others, like the youth. And do you do martial arts, like fighting or boxing or something?
No.
Just growing up, you had to.
No, it's interesting, because I thought I was in a boxing ring, and then I saw martial arts, so I was trying to figure out what I was
saw him more fighting in the streets growing up. Like, is that right? Like you had to kind of fight the people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it was a lot of violence growing up. Not horrible, but there was a lot of fights. I wasn't in too many fights, but I was a punk.
That's okay. And Eric, do you have a scar below your rib cage from getting? Did you get stabbed or something? Is there a scar right below the rib cage?
It's not. I have a huge scar on my back, which would be like rib level, but on my back.
Is it from a knife?
It's from a burn.
It's just a
wrong
burn.
thing. But anyway, okay. I'm getting. But
what'd you do? Lean up against a fireplace or something, or get thrown into the fireplace, or when you were a kid?
Well, it's significant.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're not showing it to me for no reason. Sorry, I got the location wrong because I was by the rib, but that's okay. But there's a trauma around that scar that and I also feel that scar is a reminder of who you used to be. It's not who you are today, right? It's like a tattoo of the past.
You are so right.
What happened?
So I'm a recovering addict, and I used to use heroin. And one time I nodded out backwards while I was sitting on the toilet, and there was a space heater behind me, and I fell asleep on it, and I woke up to a huge bubble on my back, and I had to have surgery and everything. It's definitely a reminder every day.
And and it's your reminder, but it's not who you are today. And so and just time.
Right.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and congratulations on your sobriety, one day at a time. So
thank you.
Yeah, and tying into your aura, because I haven't really gone there yet, just the green around you, it's a big green arch, which is beautiful, because green is the color of somebody who's done a lot of healing, which we know, but it's also the color of the healer. So you are naturally a healer. The way that you speak, the way that you treat people, even, the kindness of your words towards people who are suffering. I see you giving homeless people sandwiches and just giving back, right? It's part of who you are. And also, and as a part of your healing too comes from having to be somewhere grounded in nature. It doesn't mean you have to go into the woods, but it means connecting to the earth. So that has to become, if it's not already, well, I suggest it become part of your, I can't say has to, part of your routine to help your healing, even hiking, swimming. So have you found something that you enjoy, nature, that would connect you in?
Nature, I mean, going up to our family cabin, but like we just go up there just for the scenery and the beauty of it and the relaxation.
Yeah.
We have a family cabin up in. I actually met my husband up there, my now husband.
Oh, congratulations!
From going up there, yeah. Thank you.
That's that reminder of being in nature. So I'm glad you have the family cabin. That makes sense. Now, okay, the orange. You have a lot of orange in your aura. That's the color of creativity, being creative. That's an essential part of you expressing yourself, the new you. So
I bet you, does his husband bring out this in him?
Oh, ask. Does he?
Do you feel like your husband brings out like you're willing to live or willing to explore, be creative? Like I feel like he ups your passion for life itself.
For sure, he actually brings out the best in me.
Yeah,
parts of me that I've never knew I had.
Nice to have that connection.
For all the years I've been on this earth.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
And the other important thing I see in your beautiful aura is red around your throat chakra. What that shows me is that you're finally learning to speak your truth, speak your voice, but you're learning to do it in a way where it's not coming from a place of anger because you're doing so much healing. So does that make sense? Where your communication skills are growing a lot, and you're learning how to take a step back.
Yeah, for sure.
So good for you. That's awesome.
And two things real quick. You didn't get a chance to say goodbye to your grandmother. Is that correct?
So that's actually funny you say that, because we were waiting for her to pass all overnight, and I had to leave and go to work. And once I left and got on the train and I was almost to work, I got the phone call that she ended up passing. Yeah. I mean, I said goodbye, but you weren't I wanted to be with her.
I know. She just wants to tell you, don't hold on to that. You were with her, and she knows you are with her. Oh. Okay? And then the other thing, and Cindy already touched on this 100%, but if you ever worry about that scar, you have to remember it's on your back. So it is behind you.
Behind you.
Right. Oh, I never looked at that. Is so cool.
Good point.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. So,
that's pretty cool.
And you are not going in that direction, my friend, okay?
Thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate your time.
Of course. Thanks.
All right. Lots of love
to you. Is Simone with you all right now?
I'm sorry?
Hello? Is Simone there? I'm sorry, real quick. I know you got to go.
She's not here.
Simone?
No, Khalees couldn't call.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just tell her I said, or tell Dr. Drew I said hi. My name is Eric Adams. He'll know who you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for calling, Eric.
All right. Really lots of love, honey.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
So we're getting lots of nice comments. Somebody said, please pick me. Colby predicted my first pregnancy.
Woo! High five, Colby!
Yeah. And who was that one caller I said was going to have her daughter? See? I'm telling you, sweet pea. I'm telling you.
Plus, I see Cindy every time she comes to Sacramento. So
thank you.
What's in Sacramento, Cindy?
Tommy T's, Rancho Cordova.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
That's a great place.
And, while you're finding your caller, the last event that I did there, we thought that the club was closing, and it was, so sad because I've been working there for so long, but they kept the club open, so I will be back.
Yay!
Okay. Drew's going to Sacramento in a couple of weeks to talk about the homeless problem. So maybe you'll be up there when I'm there. I don't know if I'm going to go. But anyways, I have a question, and it's all big. It's in the news right now. Before we talk to Vicky, hi Vicky. Hi. Before she taps in, so somebody leaked to the press that Drew was going to try to run for Congress against Adam Schiff. And my question is, only because if you say it's going to happen, it will, but what do you think his chances of doing that is? Because I'm absolutely against it.
Good luck with that, Susan. I think he's got his mind made up.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny because first it was like everybody's like, you should run for mayor, and then we were like, no, we're not in LA, and then it was you should run for governor because of he's so passionate about everything.
Yeah,
and he's been on this political radio show for the last 6 years, and now he has a lot of free time on his hands. I am like apolitical, last person you'll see. I mean, I talk to dead people, okay? This is not my thing.
It's not your wheelhouse.
But I'm supportive of him, is he going to end up in Washington? Do you see him in the future, or is it just going to sort of blow over and...
Well, I do. Obviously, it's a passion of his. And I feel like he has such a drive to want to create change. I get a feeling there's going to be another opportunity that's going to detour this particular plan, though.
Can't he get just on some kind of a committee or work, where he can still live?
I don't know. We'll talk to him and see what we can do.
I don't have to move to Sacramento or...
No, I think
Speaking of Sacramento, I have this thing about...
I feel like he's going to have another opportunity.
I mean, come on. He's got a voice. There's got to be a way to use it without having to be in politics, right? And make change, right? I don't know. Really? I hope you're right. I appreciate that everybody...
I'm staying out of this one.
Yeah. Oh, you guys. Oh, it's just fun. Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Thanks for calling in.
I'm good.
We really appreciate it. So it looks like she has spirits around her or something, and she wants to know what it is. And what can you elaborate a little bit?
That she does.
You
Okay, maybe we should just...
I can. Yes, I've had some death around me. Yes, in the past year, I've had a family member die. I have parents who have died. Just kind of wondering what you see.
Okay. You feel their presence around you? Is that what you?
Well, they're in her house for sure.
Yes,
they're in your house messing around, aren't they?
They are. And let me tell you what I do for a living. I'm a hospice nurse.
Oh yeah. So they're. I have to tell you though, the thing is that you create a comfort zone. Like it's almost like a nursery for spirit. So even your personal house. So do you feel a lot of activity in your house? Because I see a lot of activity in and out your doors.
It's all good activity, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good, but it's almost like you're the hospice nursery. Like I feel like it's not.
I get that, but
I believe, I'm going to be honest, I don't believe it's just your parents that are around. I believe it's certain patients or people that you really comforted. Right. And I believe that they just kind of, it's almost like they want to show their gratitude or want to thank you.
I think Drew had that too, being a doctor.
Yeah, so you just kind of feel them around the house. It's just that they don't quite know how to close doors or keep them closed, or they just there's a little bit of that going on.
Have you ever seen the Travel Channel when they have like the haunted hospitals? Yes. And those are the ones that freak me out the most.
Well, those are the ones Cindy visits on her show.
No, we don't know. We don't go there.
They always freak me out, but like what I don't like about the shows that when they do them is that they always make them deviant and terrible. But I think the spirits can be nice.
Yeah.
They're closing
I don't feel scared at all.
No,
I don't feel scared. I feel weirded out. I'm like, what?
Who smokes a pipe in your family? Or who, do you remember the gentleman that, there's a gentleman in your house that would smoke a pipe? Or, I mean, he's in spirit in your house.
In my house?
No. He didn't smoke the pipe in your house in the living. He's passed away. He smoked a pipe when he was in the living.
Yeah. But not in your house. But he might be in your house now. It's funny. I
don't know.
I think.
I don't know. I think
Drew's dad smoked one, and after he passed away, I remember smelling like a pipe or a cigar smell in one part of my hallway. And I think I asked one of you guys. I was like, "There's this weird smell."
Are you sure you don't remember a grandfather smoking a pipe? Come on. I know this to be true.
I don't. My stepfather smoked cigars. Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
A grandfather. I don't know. No, I don't. I don't know.
Can I you know why I'm not surprised that you're having all this activity?
Maybe it was one of the people you had in hospice and they died of smoking.
Well, because when I'm looking at your aura, right as you started talking, it was purple, like massive amounts of purple.
Wow, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's the color of somebody who's very tapped in psychically. So it's not a coincidence that you chose to be a hospice caretaker, because you have that natural, kind of design to be able to cope with those experiences, but you also can feel the presence of people on the other side. And the other thing that I'm sensing about you is the way that your mind works, your dreams. You're a dreamer. So even as you were a little girl, if I go back to around age like 9 or 10, do you recall having an experience with spirit as a young girl, or having dreams that were like, we all have dreams, but
yes. My grandmother would come. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Right. So here's what I'm trying.
Dream I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So that's a visitation dream. So the way that it's all tying together is you've had this ability to connect with spirits since you were a very little girl, and you chose a career that puts you around a lot of people passing to the other side. That's not a coincidence, because it comes naturally to you to understand that. So what you're experiencing, I believe, is just the presence of people on the other side all the time. It's not that your house is haunted. Okay. It's just you're a medium, and you're like, oh, she can hear us. That's fun.
Yeah, it's like social hour.
Interesting.
Yeah. And do you know who Dale is?
Okay.
Dale? Do you know the name Dale? Dale. D-A-L-E. Dale.
D-A-L-E, yes.
Who's Dale, love?
Who's Dale? I have a cousin named Dale.
Oh, okay. He's alive, so cousin Dale.
Yeah, he's alive.
Okay, great. That's okay. You know,
it's okay if he's alive.
No, that's great that he's alive. Thank God. I just kept hearing the name Dale.
Thanks.
Dale. No, I kept hearing that name over and over. I'm like, okay, I got to find out who Dale is.
So somebody wants to connect. to Dale.
Or it's. I think it's actually a little bit psychic, actually, because what I'm tapping into with Dale. Again, I'm not a doctor, nothing like that. But are you aware of Dale having issues with issues with his heart? Is there anything in the family that goes into heart problems? Heart disease?
Yes, on their side, yes.
Okay, so actually, it's Dale's father. He's on the other side. Is that true? Dale's dad?
Yes, Dale's father.
That's who it is.
Did he smoke?
Yes.
That's who's here.
He did.
It's Dale's father.
Cigars.
See?
You're fired.
High five. No, well, we got it because Dale came. Dale's name came
Dale
through.
saved us.
So it's Dale's dad who smokes cigars. There's
Yeah.
all the thing with the heart, heart disease, congestive heart failure. I'm seeing that.
Absolutely.
Right? So what he's doing is acknowledging his son and wants to say, hey, say hi to my buddy Dale, because they were friends and close, and tell him to make sure he doesn't miss his doctor's appointments regarding his heart.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Message.
I don't know whether they'll believe me, but I'll do it.
Hey, it's worth a try.
All you can
we
be is the messenger.
That's great. Okay, thank you so much, Vicky. I hope that was a little bit of closure.
You're doing great.
And don't worry about all the spirits in your house. I have them all the time. They don't bother me.
Okay. Any message for my mother? My mother died in my house in August.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe she's too soon up there.
No, that's not it.
She feels so comforted, though. I honestly, she just feels very comforted. And I feel like, you gave her you were around the clock with her at the end, she makes me feel like, right? And you kept her very, very.
Me and my sisters,
so it's weird because it was August, but yet I felt like you kept her very, very warm. So I feel like either there's a lot of blankets on her or something where you kind of kept her in a little bit of a cocoon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Because
that makes a lot of sense.
That cocoon made her feel very warm, and she just gives me, I don't think she could speak, or she gives me something with her throat. So either she isn't able to form words at the end or use her voice enough. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But she's letting me know. I feel like
Thank you.
She was just trying to tell you guys how much she loves you, how much I love you.
Aww.
So just know that. And then one last thing. Is there a B name, a Bethany or a Beth or Elizabeth, something like that, connected anywhere in the family?
Probably, yes. Yes.
Okay. Because she's just acknowledging this person as well. Okay?
Say hi to Bethany from your mom.
Yep. Got it.
That's so nice.
All right.
Thank you for
doing ladies.
what you do.
I just have to say, I'm comfortable, and I'm glad you said all that to me, because I thought it was weird, because I'm really comfortable around dying.
Yeah, no, that's what it is, though. But that's the beauty of seeing.
I really am.
Yeah, that's why, because
they're like my people.
Yeah. Did you get her ring? Did you get her ring? She gave you a ring, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you ever want them to go away for a while, just take a salt bath or something.
Yeah, they don't even really go away then.
They don't.
She's a medium. They're not going away. She's just established
Embrace
that.
it.
She's been a medium since
they're not going.
She was born.
Nope, make them dinner.
Thank you, Vicky.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
7:09. Time.
So what do you guys do when like the spirits just show up in your bedroom in the middle of the night? You're just like sitting there like, hello, like what?
Sometimes they wake me up.
They do that to me too, but I'm like, seriously, guys? I'm like, I gotta sleep. It's not inappropriate timing.
Sometimes, especially if I'm asleep and I'm facing the wall, you can feel this kind of presence in your back, and you're like, oh, I don't even want to turn over. I don't want to turn over. And I always fall for it.
They hop in bed with you.
Yeah, they like to spoon. No, I'm just kidding.
They do?
No. One time, the craziest thing, not crazy really, but I have two huskies in spirit, and there was one time, literally, I was like in sleep, and I could literally feel my dog get up in bed and the impression of him in the bed. It was like the coolest thing.
Oh.
And then I realized it's the spirit of him.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
But it was like for just that split second, I was like,
isn't that crazy?
like,
That's cool.
Yeah, he was there.
By the way, how's your squirrel?
Oh, Stan is fabulous. Now Stan's gotten a couple little buddies. He's taught them out how to knock on the sliding glass door.
Oh, it's so cute. She has a squirrel outside that she could do a sitcom with.
There is like literally in the kitchen. So in the kitchen you can kind of see a tree, and so once he hears my voice, he'll look like he will be at the tree and he'll look right at me at the tree, and he'll look, and I was like, hey, come, hello. And then, and I'll just sit there and I'll point over to the sliding glass door, and he'll run over to the sliding glass door, and I just give him his nuts.
Oh, gosh. Imagine that.
The joys.
Oh my God, that is so funny, Colby. It's so cute, though, I gotta say. Okay.
Well, we got it. Wait, how long are we going for?
I don't know. How long are we gonna do? You have something to do?
I know.
She has
You
a
got
hot
date?
I'm sorry, I have a hot date, guys.
She does. We gotta.
Okay, there's one more.
It's so hard to get a date.
Yeah. Let's not listen. We got to be good wing women, Susan.
But we're gonna talk to Molly. We do have a lot of people here.
All right, one last one then.
Hi, Molly.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So this is right up Colby's alley. So
is it babies and relationship?
Yeah, something like that. So
it is, yes.
What can we do for you, Molly, honey?
She wants to know if she's gonna have another baby.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Molly, you've got one already. Is that right? Is this the one I predicted?
I actually have 3.
Okay. I just keep feeling like there's a little girl coming in though, Molly. So I feel like there's the presence of a little girl. The only weird thing about this, Molly, is I almost feel like it's not going to be super easy to bring her in for some reason. I'm not sure if it's just because you've been debating it or if there's some health issues, but I get this feeling like there's going to be a space between that third child and her, and then she's going to come in.
She's pretty good at what she says.
Okay, yeah.
Have you had any difficulties?
Yeah.
Was that last one some problems or something, sweetheart?
Yes. So I have, it's called hyperemesis gravidarum.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like extreme morning sickness.
Yeah.
And I really want one, and my husband doesn't, and we're just going back and forth.
Well, here,
You know?
yeah, but but listen, you're gonna win, so don't worry about that. But I just feel, is it that you want a baby girl though, or do you not care? I keep seeing a baby girl, so I'm not sure if that's just what you want or.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't care. I'm feeling this calling to have another one.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be.
And
a
I
girl.
didn't feel that with my other.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a girl for you, and but like I said, I think there's a little bit of complications as we talked about, but I also feel like your husband will go ahead and say yes to this. I think he just doesn't want to see you hurt. He doesn't want to see the hardship, and he's worried about the stress of the finances with it, and he's just a little worried about your health around it. But if you tell him that you're going to be fine, you just got to take care of yourself. Like, you know what to expect. So I need you to just really take care of yourself and prepare your body for this one. Cindy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I was feeling into it too around, again, not a doctor. I have to say it every time. Not a doctor, but feeling.
This isn't medical advice.
Yeah, this isn't. It's just when I'm sensing into your reproductive organs, like, have you had any issues around your left ovary or the fallopian tube on the left side?
I've had some cysts, but that's all that I know of.
Okay, that's fine. So, which is, a lot of people have cysts. That's very common. But what I feel is maybe an option would be if you have the difficulty, if you're having difficulty getting pregnant, it's almost like I want to say an option is to have a test done to look at what's going on with one of the ovaries or the fallopian tubes, just to make sure everything's flowing correctly. I don't see it being anything major. I just see something needing to be tweaked, and I don't know exactly what. Maybe it's a hormone thing. And the other thing I keep sensing too is that, gosh, I do feel like Colby said, it's going to be a space. Like I almost want to go 2 years from now.
Yeah, how old's your youngest?
3 years from now.
He is 15 months.
Yeah.
See, we got a little bit of time.
That's the space, because I'm going 2 years where you start trying, and then there's another and then it takes 9 months, right? So I'm just horrible at math. But anyway, around 3 years. But it's just patience, because there are things that need to align so everything works out. And it's also with whatever's going on, your body changing and stuff like that. Some things are going to shift around, and it's all good stuff. It'll be worked out, okay? And where am I going with? Oh, do you make your own baby clothes, or do you do anything with sewing?
I don't know.
That's fine. Because what I kept seeing is a sewing machine. I kept seeing baby clothes, stitching, all that stuff. So maybe it's a spirit. I don't know.
Do you happen to go to any secondhand stores for baby clothes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Interesting. Good way to interpret. I'm like, why? Okay. I never would have gone there. Okay. So good. But yeah, I like with Colby. I do agree that it's going to happen. It just might take a little bit longer than you're hoping for, but it's more trusting the process than anything. Yeah.
And the only other thing, the month of September keeps coming up over and over. Now that could be because it's the 9th month of the calendar, right?
Right.
Or it could be that this darn baby, you're either going to get pregnant in September or have this baby in September. So just know I'm marking September. Just mark a 9 too.
And I'm not. Please forgive me if this comes off the wrong way, but are you taking birth control pills right now?
No, I'm not, but my husband is going for his consultation for a vasectomy tomorrow.
Oh.
So.
Tell him no. Tell him.
That's why I was seeing freezing.
Oh, yeah.
Freezing eggs.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
I don't know if he's going to do it. Your husband really doesn't like pain, and he really doesn't like pain, and he's kind of a baby when it comes to this stuff. I mean, am I right?
Men are babies.
Like he's a wuss.
Oh,
like, he can't handle. And I think once they start talking about it, he's gonna go, "Oof, let me rethink this."
Well, you know what I was hearing, and the reason I said please forgive me, and then I just asked if you took birth control, which isn't a big deal. Yeah. But what I was really hearing was don't do something that tricks your husband, because don't. Sorry,
I got the opposite.
Awful, but don't trick him into it, because he'll be furious.
Right.
Because I feel like you want one so bad, and you're thinking like how right? You're thinking like how can I make this happen?
Wait,
and
you already have 4 kids, right?
No, 3.
3 kids, and you want 4?
3 kids. Yeah.
He'll do.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I would just tell him.
That's a lot for men.
But he does, I just feel like tell him not to make a rash decision. He's very stressed. This to me isn't even the time for this decision for him, because he's so stressed right now. And so, let him think about it 6 months or a year, and then if he's still feeling the same way, then maybe. But right now, it just feels like there's a lot of stress for him.
Okay.
Does that make sense around his life?
Okay. That makes total sense.
Yeah, is he really stressed 100%. About work? Is he really stressed about his work or his money?
Yes, all of it.
Yeah, I really feel like that's what's contributing. So anyhow, that's our best advice for you.
We hope this helps.
Yes.
Sounds sticky and
so much. Thank you guys.
I think she wants it to be sticky, Susan.
Oh God.
Sorry. Well, she said it.
It was good, Colby. Your comedic timing was impeccable.
Thank you, Molly. I'm reading all the comments, and
have a good night, honey.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh boy. So we have so many calls, and I want to thank Colby for sending this out to her people, because I know that a lot of these are her fans. But there's a lot of comments here too that I can see, and it's nice that everybody stayed and listened. And, I don't know. Cindy has a date tonight, so.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for letting me go.
I mean,
I'm going to have rapid fire date night tomorrow.
Late 30s.
If you can stay a little longer, Colby, you and I can sit here and take a couple more calls, but and let Cindy go because she's got a hot date tonight.
Sorry, guys. Love you
up to
all.
you. Can you do like 15 more minutes?
15 more minutes.
Colby will take it away with Susan. I love you guys. It was great to be back on Calling Out.
Yes.
All right.
Hello, Kendra.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi there, sweetheart.
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking my call.
Sorry it took so long.
Hi.
Hi there, honey. What can I do for you tonight?
Hi. So I'm calling because I have had a lot of death around me in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Young people, unexpected, you know, and I am really sensitive to it. And I'm just kind of wondering what I do next. I kind of feel like I'm in a transitional period.
Well, really, what that next, obviously sometimes that trauma of losing loved ones really opens up your own medium gifts, right? And you have a choice. You can have a choice to allow that process and to allow yourself to step in to that energy. What I would recommend is I've got my book, Psychic Senses. You could read that. That's a really helpful book. I've got a couple online classes. They're right on my website, Sweet Pea. They're
Colby,
like $20.
At colbyrebel.com.
Colbyrebel.com, yeah. There's a couple. You just watch them. They're going to give you those basics that you need. And you can allow yourself to open it. One thing is just to know that you're safe in opening it, to hold that trust that you're safe. The other thing, too, is about connecting dots, I keep feeling like a young male around you. Would you understand a young male that's passed away that was a friend of yours?
Yes.
Okay. And would you understand like him being kind of cute? Like he makes me feel like he was cute. He would joke like a lot. Like he gives me a feeling like he just seemed like he was playful. Does that make sense around his personality?
I'm not sure if we're getting the same person, but yeah, I could see one of the people, for sure, being very playful.
Do you understand music with him, or like, because I keep feeling like he's giving you music to let you know he's around you. So is there someone that you...
Yes, he definitely communicates through music.
Okay, so what I would do is, it's things like...
I'm going to step back into the bedroom.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
I was going to try to share with my husband, but it didn't work out.
It happens every time.
It makes me...
I do feel connected through the music, yes.
Yeah, so I feel like it's knowing that the way that they're connecting to you is through the music, and so you'll be able to kind of go, oh yeah, this is so-and-so, yeah, that's so-and-so. So it's kind of like learning how to connect the dots, and that's what these courses will help you with, and it gives you an opportunity to connect. It's just knowing, though, I do believe that you're going to start connecting outside of your own loved ones. I believe that other people in spirit are going to step forward and start connecting with you. Have you been around people yet and started to kind of feel energy around them, even if you're not 100% sure what you're feeling?
Yes.
Okay, so
sometimes in crowds and things, I have a very heavy day the next day, and I don't really understand it. And now I'm starting to put it together, but I don't know how to keep myself safe. And when you said knowing that I'm safe, that I wrote that down because that's the thing. It's sometimes I don't feel safe.
Yes, and it's knowing that you are. So again, I really, not to just self-promote, but the book Psychic Senses, it will help you. There's got protection in it. It tells you how to work with your guides. Mm-hmm. So there's a guide called a gatekeeper, and that's the one that's like my bouncer, right? He's the bouncer.
Can you see? That's funny. Can you see who my guides are? Because I feel like ever since I was a young girl, I've had very, very strong guides, even before I knew anyone that had passed away. You do,
but what I want you to do is explore you discovering your guides. Do you know? Because it's a very... it's a kind of a beautiful opening connection, and I don't want to take that away from you. You deserve to have that experience on your own, and it's right there. Like they're showing me. They're just almost saying, she's right there, Colby. She's right there. So I feel like if you do those things I kind of recommended, we're gonna hear from you again. You're gonna be like, Colby, I'm coming to, I do one other quick thing. Starting in a couple weeks, I do private mentoring on Skype. It's online, so it's like 4 sessions. So you could sign up for that, and it's like bam, bam, bam. You'll be opening up quicker than you realize.
There you go. There you go.
So I would love that. I would love that, and just understanding. Yeah.
She's amazing.
So when you brought up, I have a couple questions. I love everything that you said. I'm so grateful that you took my call. I'm like shaking with gratitude, honestly. But I wanted to go back to the young male, because the way you were describing him is somebody different than I thought was close to me all the time.
Well, you have to realize how...
And it doesn't really matter, I know. But to me, I'm just wondering what you already know, just for information. Just, because I felt like you were already touching on it. And then I stepped out to put the phone on speaker, and my daughter's like, no.
Yeah. I just feel like for him, first of all, one thing to try to remember... When I'm connecting to them, I'm connecting from their point of view, not your point of view of them. So just kind of remember that. So if he thinks he's kind of joyful and you think he's more serious, you have to say to yourself, does he think he's more joyful? Would he see himself that way? So that's one of the things that you'll learn through the training and the development. But the young man I've got, he gives me this sense of, I believe it to be a quick passing. He didn't have a chance to say goodbye to anybody. And there was a little bit of pain underneath, and I don't think he really shared that with people. Like he wanted to kind of put a little bit of a front on.
Sorry about that.
And he wanted to put a little bit of a front on, and I think that that's a little bit of that veil. But I feel like he wants people to know that he is around them, and that he's not missing out on your daughter at all.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, honey.
Thank you, Kendra.
You too. Thank you, ladies, for taking a couple more calls. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Colby. That's lovely.
Oh.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, honey.
So if you want to find more about Colby, go to colbyrebel.com. You can find her on Facebook, and you have an amazing podcast that you do.
Tomorrow night.
Yes, every Thursday at
5 p.m. Live at 5. Yes.
And she's going to be on, it's on facebook.com/psychic rebel.
Yeah.
She live streams there.
And I take callers
so
too.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah. We're going to do rapid fire. I do them rapid fire. You get like 2 minutes.
Really? Right. We should probably done that.
But they're fun. They're we always have. They love them. They have a great time. We have a great time on the show.
So I don't know. Pick one of these. You pick it.
I don't know. Just pick anyone. Jennifer. There you go. Right there. Whoever Jennifer is.
Jennifer.
All right, Jennifer. You're on the air.
Hi. Thanks so much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
You are welcome, baby. What can we do for you tonight?
Thanks. Well, I did have somebody who recently passed away that it was really quick and very sudden, very fast. And I don't think any of us were ready for it. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of wondering if there was any pain, if everything's okay.
And was this a male, can I ask?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Was this a male, can I ask? A man?
No, it was not.
Okay. Let me start here, okay? Because I need you to do me. I need you to do me a favor, because I know your mind is on one person. I need you to just open up for me, all right? And because there's a male with this lady, there's a male around her saying, I'm taking care of her, or I'm helping her, okay? So I feel like this male would be connected.
I can do that.
Okay, this male would be connected to her, all right? And I feel like for her, there is this feeling where she doesn't feel, though, very old to me. Is that right? Was she just not very old, or does she have like kind of a younger, maybe energy about her?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I don't think felt very old either.
I don't think she would see herself as old.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
and then
definitely agree.
But also, there's a very motherly feeling around her as well. Do you understand that? Like a sense of like taking care of people around her, or always lending a hand to people. Oh, let me cook this for you, or let me help you. Is this a mom or like that? Do you understand that?
It's my mother.
Yeah,
yes,
see?
It is my mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now your grandfather,
her grandfather.
Yeah,
her father.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Wow.
That's the man on the. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, so he needs you
when
to
you
know.
said that, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now she gives me the feeling. I get the feeling though. Was there also like either an aneurysm? Do you know, or something to the heart and the head at the same time?
I believe so. Yes, we're still not 100%
Was she
sure,
sleeping
but yes.
though? Was she? Was it at night, or is she sleeping?
No, she was in the hospital, and it was during the day, but it happened from Sunday to Tuesday. Done, and it was like just shocking in a whirlwind.
It makes me. I can't. All I can give you is what she's giving me.
Yeah,
and there's a sensation of like. It goes from the heart to the head. That's just what she keeps, like almost like she's asleep.
Okay.
Like there is no pain because she's it's very dreamy. It's very like she gives me a sense of it being almost like you know what it's like.
Okay.
You know when you have a really deep sleep and you're in a really good dream. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was like. Like that's the sense she gave me, almost as if she slipped into like a coma. But I think it was just this aneurysm or this thing that had happened.
She was on. Yeah, we had given her the morphine at the very end.
She loved
so
it.
that makes sense. The
You have to know.
state. Yeah,
That's the
and
best
you
stuff
have
at
to
the
know
end.
her dad was with her, so her dad was with her. Helping her transition or helping. She wasn't, you need to know, she wasn't going to recover. So I feel like the steps you took, she says are the right steps.
Right.
So don't feel guilty. Like either you double, like you had a hard time with it. Like I think after you said, "Oh, well, we could have done this, or maybe we should have tried that."
Morphine,
no, but she was fine. Like she makes me feel like you did the right things. Now, wait, one thing she says. Wait. You cleaned out her house, didn't you?
No, I'm good.
You cleaned out her house.
Wait, Jiminy Christmas.
Wait.
Yes.
She says, she's so cute, your mom. She says she's sorry she left it messy.
Yes.
So I think she didn't either get a chance to make the bed or do something or left dishes in the sink. But she says, I'm so sorry I left it a mess on you.
Oh, God.
Oh my Lord! It wasn't really a mess, but I know it. But we kept finding things,
like
random things in
did you
different
find?
boxes.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So she's just letting you know that she was with you as you were packing things up, or as you were going through things, as you were laughing and crying. There is. This is so bizarre. I don't know how this one's going to fit.
What did you find? I want to know.
Is there a teacup? Did you find like a random? Is there something with a teacup that you can remember, or it has a handle on it?
Yeah, she has teacups. Yeah.
Okay. They don't happen.
I know they're there. Yeah.
Okay.
They're hers. Yes.
And then
I haven't found them yet.
Oh, they're
I
there.
know they're there.
You are going to find them.
Oh, you're still cleaning the house out?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We're still. Well, my father lives there, and we're just trying to go through all the stuff. Just all the stuff.
Yeah, but she gives me she gives me a feeling though. You got to make sure Dad's taken care of. You got to make sure he's taken care of.
Yep.
Oh, that can't say that. I think first of all, let me just say this. I believe she would do his laundry. Well, you're not. This is going to be. He will. Just don't let him listen to this. I believe she would do his laundry, and then I believe like she's just making sure that we lay out his undergarments because like she would even lay out his underwear and things like that for him. Something about underwear.
I don't see that happening, but I can see what happens with that. I don't know.
There's something about underwear. I wonder if there's a joke about it or if there's something that they got funny ones one year. I don't really know. But she's just giving a sense of making sure Dad's taken care of. Because I believe she would take care of him. He's because your dad comes across pretty strong. Like he comes across pretty strong, like he doesn't need anyone. And she says, don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool. Like he likes to be taken care of. So
he likes
but
to be busy, and he likes to be with everybody. Yeah, and we won't. Yeah. We're keeping an eye on him.
All right, and then
he likes his routine. That's so funny.
One last thing is she gives a necklace for you. So I believe that there's a necklace for you.
I have it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I already have it.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Okay, so she just says wear that. She says wear that with
thank
love.
You so much.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome.
I've been looking into finding a medium locally too, and then all of a sudden I just flipped open Facebook and you guys were on, so it was like it was meant to be. I appreciate it so much.
That's all her with Colby, because she's available.
That's all her doing, though, right? That's all
I will.
That's all your mom's doing, and you just have to know that that's all her doing.
Well, and I do believe that my grandfather, her father, came to me 20 years ago in another reading, so that makes total sense.
Yeah,
100% that he would be there.
Yep, and he wanted to come in first to let you know I've got her. Like, I've got her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you worry.
I love that.
Okay.
So nice.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Tell your dad she says
Have a great evening. I appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank
you. We really appreciate it.
Bye, honey.
I feel terrible that we can't get to all these.
I would be here till next Tuesday.
I know. And I wish if I was psychic, I would stay here all night and do it myself. But I do appreciate the fact that everybody was staying on the line and
they're
waiting.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
I mean, we had a few naysayers, and they're going, "Oh, this is terrible. Oh no, she didn't." But that's okay. I mean, this is something that not everybody believes in, and we're not going to force you to. But it's all entertainment, and it's, some people want to get spiritual guidance and talk to someone like Colby, who has had this gift since she was a child, and more and more people have it, and some people have it and they don't want to have it, but Colby's turned her gift into something really positive and helps a lot of people, and I appreciate all the people that said that they missed my show, and I'm sorry, but I just I've been working on other projects, but maybe we can bring it back and have Colby again, and
I would love
Cindy,
to.
and and I'm we're testing this out. This is a new platform, and I appreciate everybody who isn't a believer and suffered through it, or
you have the free will of changing the station.
Yes,
so
you do.
You do. So you know what? Put something else on. But the thing is that what I love about it is, it's not a perfect science, because it's not science. It's energy. Yeah. And it really, I mean, there's things that come in and there's no way you could know them. Like, there's no way. And so it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn amazing when you go, wow, like, this is just incredible how that would work or how this would come in.
And I've had the opportunity to meet so many great clairvoyant mediums, psychic mediums, astrology mediums. There's so many people who do this, and they're sought after because they're good at what they do, and it isn't bad to want to reconnect with your mother who you lost, or your dog, or your best friend. And,
absolutely.
And I think that what everybody needs to know, and what I believe, is that they live among us.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our daily life. And if you think about somebody and you suddenly think about somebody and then something kind of coincidentally happens at the same time, that's the spirit working with you. So we're all a little intuitive, and I want everybody to just, enjoy the fact that once, we pass, we're never gone. And that, I just want people like Colby to get the message out.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
And I appreciate you doing this. I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I love seeing you. And I love the studio. And I love
you
Kaylee's
love the studio.
Nation,
it's a beautiful studio.
And everybody who's, on Dr. Drew's platforms who hates me, I'm sorry. But
well, like Dr. Drew says, if you're not making someone upset, then you're not doing your job.
Right. And we are trying to help people. We're trying really hard to give people comfort and advice it's not like Drew's advice, where it's just like super smart doctor advice, but it's life.
There you go.
Life love.
Yes.
I want to call it. So anyways, thanks again. And I guess that's it.
That's it. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.